Get ready to sculpt wheels of steel with these 30 essential leg day drills. I'm BJ Gaddour, the former fitness director of the Men's Health brand, and I made this video for special people just like you who never skip leg day, all right? An eclectic mix of mobility, cardio, strength, and muscle building movements you can do at home or take to the gym. Fight for that lower body, especially as you get older. You lose strength and muscle and mobility in those lower body areas. It gets really hard to enjoy life as you get older. Beyond the fact that more muscle mass in the lower body increases metabolism, it burns belly fat, and people love to see you in those short ass shorts. So enjoy this. Please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for endless amounts of fitness content from yours truly, and get ready to take your leg day to the next level. Get after it. The split switch stretch mobilizes your ankles, knees, and hips. I want you to exhale forward through the mouth, and you can keep that heel down, big bends, hip, knee, ankle. Then I'm gonna switch legs, driving the knees underground to stay level. Inhale through the nose back. Now, hands here mobilizes the anterior shoulder and chest, also makes it so that we don't hyperextend the back too much by being mindful of that position. Going prisoner style here, cracking up between the shoulder blades, actually activates the upper mid back, improves posture, and you can flow between both positions. The bridge march is an awesome drill to activate the glutes and stretch the hip flexors. Pin the arms down, keep the hips fully extended. Exhale through the mouth to bring one knee to the chest. So glute here, hip flexor here. Inhale through the nose back, and then switch sides. Now I can use a base of support progression where I go from here to here to here in order of difficulty, easiest to hardest. And now I've got more stability demands while doing the same exercise. The split squat hover is a great way to build your lunge mechanics from the ground up. Visualize balancing a glass of water on your head. Lock yourself down in tight. Exhale up. You're hovering just above the ground for 1 and 2 second pause. Thighs are sizzling. Inhale through the nose back down to a dead stop, which requires raw strength to get up and down. You can enhance the training effect by elevating the heel, which will actually get more range of motion through the hip and knee and target the low quads more, or you can increase the stretch on the ankle by elevating the toes. The bridge walkout is an awesome drill to activate the glutes and hamstrings and stretch the hip flexors. The key focus is you got to keep the hips fully extended throughout the exercise. And we're doing really nice and slow, small steps. You're going to inhale through the nose. While walking the feet out, you're going to exhale through the mouth as you bring them back. I can make this drill harder by going from hands here to here to here. The lateral squat stretch is a great drill to stretch your whole lower body with a particular emphasis on your groin or adductors. So you're going to inhale as you come across, nose into belly, and then once you get here, I want you to get a big exhale to maximize the stretch. I can eventually lift up that trail leg toe to get a deeper stretch into the hip, and progressively try to get deeper in your trunk more upright. You also have the option of elevating your heels on slant boards to increase the range of motion at the knee and the hip. Man, that bridge walkout, so good for the hamstrings and the glutes, keeping the hips fully extended. We walk out into full extension there, pull the toes to the shin, make sure they're not angled out. See that? We want to have them right here locked in with those toes and keep up as we bring it back. Now, how do we make this harder? We can use our base of support progression right here to here to here in order of difficulty, but we can also do this. Exhale up, Full extension here, full flexion here. Inhale back. Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out all the way, and then extra hard from that position, keeping those hips up. This is gonna absolutely give you the best glute hamstring workout of your life, but it's also easy on the spine, easy to recover from, and you can do it anytime, anywhere. I must be the greatest. The one-arm hip hinge is a great exercise to target the glutes, high hamstrings, and build the entire backside of your body. But once you keep the knees soft, I want you to slide the weight right down your body, only going as low as you can while keeping a slight natural arc in the lower back. And I actually want you to put your hand on the small of your lower back to not only stretch the chest and front shoulder of that side, but to feel if you start to do this, which we don't want to do, is round. Keep it nice and tight. We're going to inhale down, exhale up. And you can actually increase the hip and ankle mobility benefits by elevating your toes on a slant board. This is the best new hip mobility exercise. You're gonna love this. Really improving hip flexion extension and walking, running, overall gait mechanics. Now start with more of the mobility version. We use both hands to self-assist. Inhale down and really drive that heel up to the sky. Elevating the toes on the slant board increases the stretch on the ankle and the hip. And then I like to add a little knee lift to get the hip flexors and get that back leg in full extension, especially stretching the ankle right there, as if you're running as a trail leg. Now, once that feels good with body weight, we'll move to using a light dumbbell. Think of this as loaded mobility. So start with a 10 to 25 pound bell, hold in the opposite hand to the support leg, have a hand ready to self-assist on a pole, stick, or wall, and then make sure we pack that shoulder down, keep it tight so the rear delt's engaged, and exhale up and pull through. Squat to hinge, baby. Full mobility for the lower body. It can help you with squatting, deadlifting, hip hinging. I recommend having the slant boards like this for round one. This is just gonna give you a little bit of leverage and support and stability. And we start here. Try to get, see that Uncle Baby wiggle? Uncle Baby got that wiggle? Wiggle it out a little bit, okay? We're gonna inhale through the nose into the belly going down. And you can see without these, I might kind of round a bit. I can actually use them, and you know, any sort of yoga bricks could work too. I push away with the fingertips. You can see how I get more upright with the trunk. Exhale back. Wiggle it out, and just keep trying to get lower each rep, all right? Now, the round two option, we elevate the heels, which allows us to get more mobility or range of motion through the knee and the hip. It also helps if you have really poor ankle mobility. It'll allow you to get deeper. So it feeds what we're trying to work. So I get down there, inhale down, kind of sit into it and get tall, and I can even, prayer position, push the knees out, all right? And then set, exhale up. This is also a drill, not only is it built-in warm-up for this workout, I do it on off days too for those mobility gains. The box squat is an awesome exercise to build your entire lower body, auto-correct your squat mechanics, and take pressure off your back and your knees. Now you want to make sure you set the box height where your top thighs are approximately parallel to the floor. We're going to exhale up to the mouth, inhale down through the nose. If you want to target your lower quads more and increase the range of motion through the knee and the hip, elevate your heels on a slant board. The med ball split chop crushes your core, knee, and hip stabilizers. The big focus here is isodynamic work, meaning I'm isometrically holding a split stance and my lower body is fighting to keep the knee balanced over the ankle as I'm adding motion, dynamic, through the upper body, diagonally across. I want to exhale through the mouth going up, inhale through the nose going down, and make it harder by sinking lower, increasing the range of motion. Start light with a 5 to 10 pound med ball and go up from there. The hip hike is an awesome corrective exercise to level the pelvis and mobilize the hip capsule. Think of it like a scapular protraction and retraction drill, and it's best done on the knees to really get the motion through the hip. Now, start with a bat or stick to self-assist. The big focus is for the support leg, I want you to drive that knee underground, exhale going up, and then pull this knee up on the opposing leg, and then inhale down. Hip hikes, we're going to take it from the knee now to the foot. Why do we start at the knee? Because a lot of times what will happen with this is, and you'll notice when you start doing the straight-legged one a little bit, you're going to want to bend the knee a little bit, and that's not what we want in this. A lot of times you do the scap work, right? And you're trying to do it, and you notice the elbow bends because the shoulder isn't functioning properly. It functions in a similar manner to the hip. So you can go back to the knee version if you want. If you're ready to try embarking on the standing version, and again, I have a nice stick ready. Even if I just have one fingertip here, what's going to happen here is just that slight tensioning locks down my core more. So as I'm doing this, I'm not tilting and turning it here. See my body position? That's what I don't want. I want to stay pretty level. I want to keep that head right over the foot. So what I'm going to do here is exhale up as I drive that leg underground and try to pike and lift up this foot. Inhale down. So drive it underground. What we're trying to do is take the head of the femur or thigh bone and get it all the way up into the hip capsule. If it's not, when we do things like squats, a lot of times that head will actually run into your pelvis. It's called a flexion wall. So we're mobilizing that hip capsule. Now, I can also do it on the floor. I can do this too. I can elevate the toes. What is this going to do? It shifts the weight to the heel, also stretches the calf and ankle more so I get more bang for my buck. It also creates a deficit where I can get extended range of motion. And again, fight the urge to want to bend the knee. Keep it completely straight. I can also elevate the heel, which is super hard because what I want to do is that, right? So you got to maintain a lot of discipline here to do this exercise properly. Built-in warm-up, but that's what all great workouts have. The toes-elevated one-leg hip thrust targets the quads and the glutes, and it also stretches the hips. Doing it on a slant board creates a unique pushback angle where it can really drive through the toes to maximize quad and glute activation. It also increases the range of motion. Exhale up through the mouth. Inhale down through the nose. The toes elevated one leg hip thrust is my favorite butt building exercise. You can do it anytime, anywhere. And that unique push angle actually helps you max out glute and quad activation and extends the range of motion, making body weight feel like heavyweight. How do you make body weight harder, BJ? You add a 1.5 or a pulse. So here's what it looks like. All the way up. Inhale halfway down. Exhale back all the way up. Inhale all the way down. That's one rep. You keep going in that manner. You want to make it harder, you come all the way up. You do 3 to 5 pulses at end range, maxing out glute activation, so you spend more time in the most challenging portion of the exercise at peak or terminal hip extension where the glutes are most active. So it's a way to make the same weight feel much more challenging, and that's what I like to do because that's how you allow yourself to find longevity. It's not about increasing weight. Any idiot can do that. The smart trainees, the people that want to do this 40 and beyond for the rest of their life, they find a way to make the light movements hard. Hard on the muscles, easy on the joints. Get after it today. The one leg sliding leg curl is the ultimate hamstring exercise because it trains both functions of the hammies, which is hip extension and knee flexion. Now, you'll start this exercise with just eccentric only, meaning I'll be here, go slow out, keeping the hips extended the whole way, and then once it's fully extended, set the hips down, and then cheat back and repeat. Otherwise, we're going to be going full range of motion. Inhale out through the nose. Exhale back through the mouth. Get ready for the burn. The toes elevated split squat shifts the weight to the heel and stretches the calf and ankle more. The heel elevated split squat increases the range of motion at the knee and the hip. Try to get your trunk as upright as possible. It also targets your low quads or VMO more. That lower inner quad looks like a teardrop, critical for knee health, performance, and aesthetics. It looks great in a pair of shorts when that's really developed. For all of these split squat drills, by the way, start with your body weight before adding dumbbells. The heel and toes elevated split squat extends the range of motion on both legs, making lightweight feel heavy. It also increases the stretch in the toes, quads, and hip flexors of the trail leg. Push-up walkout, baby. What do we got? Let's wake up the core and hip shoulder stabilizers. I can stop here, I can stop here. Ideally, we want to get out to full range of motion with the arms fully extended. Hey, get that big nose down there, Aaron boy, and then walk it all the way back, all right? Now, I can also, that's gonna be more stretch hips and hamstrings. If I want to, I can start from a bear crawl position, which is the bear walkout. That's what we're doing today. Some more quad engagement also kind of helps get the ankles, knees, and hips, also feet and toes mobilized for squat prep. So, inhale out. Exhale back to bear crawl. Quads will be quaking, but still an amazing abs exercise. The best way to learn the lunge is from the ground up. Now you add a heels elevated slant board, allows us to get more range of motion through the hip and the knee, and also more low quad stress. This VMO muscle, man, if it's not popping, all right, these knees are at risk. All right, so we lock it in. Now start with the stick to self-assist. Exhale up, pause for 1 or 2 seconds, inhale down. Now how do we progress this? We add a seesaw nature, but again, think about being in a tiny house with a low ceiling. Stay low, step forward, inhale back. You can get rid of the stick, pause for 1 or 2 seconds, back toe stability, come right through. Oh no! In that tiny house. Do the best you can, and get ready for some real sizzle. The TKE, or the terminal knee extension, is a long-time physical therapy exercise for knee rehabilitation, particularly after a knee surgery when the knee swells and that inner quad or VMO muscle shuts down. It literally can't activate when the knee is swollen. And when this is weak, the knee is at great risk. So we anchor a band at about knee level, and if you're using something like this, make sure to add some weight to it so it doesn't move away from you. I've got 2 heavy dumbbells there. And we just start by keeping waist up, completely erect, abs engaged. Get enough distance from it. The more the band stretches, the more tension you get. Let that knee go over the toe. Exhale, and then try to grip the ground with your big toe in particular, and then squeeze the hell out of this quad. Even take your fingers there and manually palpate it to really increase the activation. 1 or 2 seconds squeeze, inhale back. Now, a couple extra tweaks. If you want to get some more low quad stress, we elevate the heel. And now, man, that BMO starts to really cook. Make sure we're not moving at the hip here. Right here, completely still and upright. The only motion is through the knee and the ankle. Now, if I want to get more ankle mobility benefits, I elevate the toe. And now this becomes the best ankle mobility exercise you're not doing. Just feel that deep stretch, come all the way through, and really get a good 1 or 2 second squeeze there. Increase the intensity by going to a heavier band or moving further from the anchor point without overstretching the band. This exercise juices the joints, bulletproofs the knees. It's a staple in any proper warm-up. The sliding reverse lunge is the best lunge for your glutes and hamstrings because the sliding action and the friction from the floor requires more hip extension, which gets the high hamstrings and the glutes, and you're already, from a lunge, training your entire lower body. So it's just putting the lunge on steroids. It's also nice and easy on the knees. If you don't have the slider, you can use furniture sliders on carpet or socks or paper plates on a wooden floor. How do I make this more intense? I play around with some slant boards. So one thing I can do is I can elevate the heel, which is going to get more range of motion through the knee and the hip, and also more low quad stress, while still bringing in the glute and hamstring in a big way. If I want to get more ankle stretch, I elevate the toes. You see how tough it is when your calf is tight. What it wants to do is push you back. So you really have to work on this in terms of getting that knee forward from that good dorsiflexion stretch position. And then once you're good with body weight, sometimes adding a weight can actually help get more out of the exercise in terms of getting a better stretch. So start at hip level. See how far I'm driving the knee forward, how erect I am up here, up top. Pull it through. And then instead of bumping the weight up like a meathead, raise it to shoulder level. And what this does, increases the core engagement. It makes the weight feel about 25 to 50% heavier, even though it is the same weight because of the change in leverage or stability. And it also allows me to get my trunk more upright for more low quad stress. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. The thruster is a total kick in the dick. You can't get around it, but you can do a couple things to get the most out of it and get less stress on the body. Number one, use a box. I call it the box thruster. Take pressure off the back and the knees, inhale down to the nose into the belly. Go from a dead stop, easy to recover from too. Exhale up to the mouth. Now I've also done something else. I'm doing it one arm at a time. Again, less stress on the joints, more core activation, all right? And I'm also elevating my heels in a slant board to get more low quad stress and more range of motion through the hip and the knee. I can do a set, feet flat on the floor, and then a set, heels elevated. You can mix and match, have some fun, but make sure you set that height to about top thigh parallel to the floor. Notice how I get lower because I'm using the slant boards. Amazing exercise, super metabolic. You can combine lower body and upper body. One side if you get the core, full body, enjoy. So this is an amazing exercise. What am I doing? I'm doing a lunge hold, isometric work, but then I add dynamic work with my arm. So full body exercise, easy on the knees, smokes the arms and shoulders. Now how do I make this more challenging? All right, how do I make this better in different ways? I can elevate the heel for more low quad stress and more range of motion through the hip and the knee, and then I can also elevate the toe to get more stretch into the ankle. All the options work. You can mix between them from round to round or workout to workout. Enjoy this movement.